draw two very small pictures here. Here is a lovely little pair of parallel sides. So I got a couple parallel sides there, and I'm going to connect them with two more parallel sides. There we go. Got a lovely little parallelogram there. Now, if I have a parallelogram, then we know that the both sides, opposite sides, are parallel. And if we remember all our stuff about parallel lines, then we can get a couple of very important properties for those parallelograms. Now, if I have parallel lines, let's say I know this angle is 100 degrees. Maybe you can see that I wrote a teeny tiny 100 right there. What is this orange angle right here going to be? 80. Why 80? Because they equal 180 degrees. The reason, consecutive angles are supplementary. So they add to equal 180 degrees. So one after the other, we know because of parallel lines, they're going to add to be 180 degrees. Nice. So that's easy to see, 180. So now, if I'm looking just on this right-hand side now, what's this angle down here? 100. How do we get that? They're consecutive, one after the other. So we got an 80 and a 100. They add to be 180. Hey, look at that. What do you notice about these opposite angles now? They're the same. Yes, they are. Opposite angles are congruent. So you can see those hundreds are the same. They're always going to be the same. And then if we continue around the circle here, around the parallelogram rather, what's this last angle? 80. Again, we can get that two different ways. We can add those together to equal 180, or we know that they're opposite one another, so they are congruent. Now, we have a couple other properties here. I'm going to draw another little parallelogram. So let's draw another pair of parallel sides. Okay, so here I have another parallelogram. We got a couple more nice things. First of all, not only do we have information about angles, but opposite sides are also congruent. Opposite sides are also congruent, so if this side is 10, which other side is 10? The opposite side is 10. Crazy. If this side is 5, what is the right-hand side? Also 5. Fantastic. And the very last thing that we have is about the diagonals. So I'm going to draw some diagonals. The diagonals are not the same length necessarily. And you can maybe see that a little bit better here. This is a short diagonal, and this is a very long diagonal in that first parallelogram I drew. But it turns out that the diagonals bisect each other. They bisect each other, which means they cut each other into two equal parts. So if this piece here is a 6, that piece of the diagonal is 6, what's the one below? 6. And if the other side here, I got a diagonal of 7, what's the other? Also 7, okay? So the diagonals get split into equal parts, okay? Those are all the interesting things about, about parallelograms. We're going to look at number 4. Is that the first one? Oh, sorry, number 1. Sorry, apologies. Thinking ahead here. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do here, first of all, reading the directions, each quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Very important to know what shape we're talking about here. And I'm just going to complete as much of this picture as we can. So we have a 15. What else is 15? The bottom one. Opposite sides are congruent. We have an 8. What else is 8? AD. The opposite side is also 8. Now, I have an angle that's 68 degrees. Is there something else that's 68 degrees? Angle B, the opposite angle, is 68 degrees. And then, how can I find angle A? Subtract from 180. 68 and angle A should add to be 180. So 180 minus 68 equals 112 degrees. So angle A is 112 degrees. What else is 112 degrees? Angle C is also 112 degrees. When you complete your picture, then it's much easier to fill in all the answer blanks here. AD is 8. DC is 15. Angle A is 112. Angle B is 68. And angle C is 112. Okay. All right, questions on those? All right, let's look at number 3. Looking at our picture, I see a 27. What else is? UT is also 27, congruent, opposite sides. I see an 18. What else is 18? ST is also 18. Fantastic. Oh, interesting. I have a little piece of a diagonal here. UV is 7. What else do we know? The other side, the other diagonal is 7. All right. So VS is also 7. And then they've given me one more bit of information. RT is the entire diagonal here. So it gets split into 15 and 15. Fantastic. All right, that means UT is 27, ST is 18, VS is 7, and VT is 15. Questions on that one? Easy to do. All right, number 4, I think, is the hardest one. So, we have been given that the measured angle FED is 134. FED is this entire angle E. The whole angle E is 134 degrees. Now, they've given us this little bit here that's 71. See the little tiny arrow there? Can I figure out this angle next door, angle GED? 134 minus 71. Yeah, 134 minus 71 is... Anybody? 63. All right, so 63 degrees right there, that little orange angle there. Let's see, if the measure of the entire angle E is 134, can I figure out the measure of angle F? How do we do that? So let me simplify this picture a little bit. If I have a parallelogram and the whole angle here is 134, how do I find this angle? 180 minus 134. Yeah, so the whole 180 minus the entire 134 will give us angle F. So that turns out to be 46 degrees for angle F. All right, angle F, the whole angle is 46 degrees. I have a little bit that's 21. Can I figure out this piece right here? 46 minus the 21 will give me the little leftover piece here. 46 minus 21 is 25 degrees. Okay. Let's see. Angle E is 134. What's angle C? Also 134. And if angle F is 46 degrees, the whole angle F is 46 degrees. What's the whole angle D? Also 46 degrees. Okay, so we've got a lot of information here. Let's see if we can answer the fill in the blanks. DEC. DEC. Oh, we did that. That's this orange angle. DEC, right there, 63. CDE. CDE is the whole angle D. The whole angle D is 46. ECD. ECD. Oh, ECD. ECD is right here. ECD, this angle. How are we going to figure out that blue angle? Same as what other one? 63. Is it the same as 63? 71. 71. All right, here. This is the tricky part. Do you see the Z shape? So that's key right there. We have alternate interior angles. So that is also 71. There are so many alternate interior angles, so that's really something you want to pay attention to. 71 for that little angle up top right there. All right, and DFE. DFE is my purple right here, which we said was 25 degrees. Okay. All right, questions on that one? There's a lot going on in that picture. Okay, let's turn the page. Now, all of these are slightly different, and so we are going to go through a lot of them, but how confident are you with solving equations? Very good? Okay, so we're not going to solve them, we're just going to set them up, except maybe two, okay? So we're going to do number 8. We have information about these sides. What do we know about these sides in a parallelogram? They are equal. Opposite sides are congruent. So what equation can we write? Good. 11x plus 1 equals 19x minus 31. Beautiful. And we could solve for x from there. Great. Those opposite sides are congruent. Alrighty, let's look at number 9. It says TV is 74. TV is a diagonal. What should we do with that diagonal? Cut it in half. Okay, we can cut that in half. What is 74 divided by 2? 37. That means each piece of our diagonal is 37. And then it says WV. WV is just a little piece of a diagonal. What equation can we set up? To solve for x. 37 equals 4x plus 1. They are the same thing. So it equals 37, but it also equals this little algebraic expression. Is that the only way we could solve for x here? So we could sort of do it with 74. How would I get the whole, like 74 is equal to 2 of them? Yeah. 2 4x plus 1s is another way that we could set that up. All right. So 4x plus 1 doubled would give us the whole diagonal. Lots of ways to do these problems. Let's look at number 11. We're going to do 11 fully. Tell me about these angles, A and C. Nope. They're equal to each other. opposite angles are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. So what equation should we set up here? Good. 4x plus 11 equals 6x minus 15. Let's solve for x. How do we do that first? Minus 4x, that gives me a 2x. I'm also going to add 15, so that'll give me 26. And then we need to divide by 2, which gives me x equals 13. Now, we are trying to find the measure of angle B, so I need to know angle B here. How are we going to figure out angle B?
180. So you find those two angles, subtract 360 and divide that by 2.
That is a very complicated way to do it. Yes, though, you are correct. Can I plug in here? So if I take my x and I plug it into angle A, so 6 times 13 minus 15 will give me 63 degrees for angle A. Yeah, A and B are supplementary. So to find the measure of angle B, all I have to do is 180 minus the 63. So they are supplementary, which is going to be 117 degrees. 117 plus 63, 180. Okay. Look at number 12. Tell me about angle P and Q. Supplementary. Very good. They are supplementary, so they should add together and equal 180. So 3x plus 5 plus 8x minus 12 should equal 180 degrees, and you can solve from there. Questions on that one? All right, let's look at number 14, last one. Last one. The measure of angle ABC. ABC, that is the whole angle. The entire angle B is 115 degrees. The whole thing. Find the measure of angle ADB. So we're just looking for this angle here. We want to figure out this angle when we're done. What do you got to do? Okay, how are we going to solve for x? No, they are not equal to each other. No. Well, yes, yes, that plus the whole angle A, but I don't know angle. Well, I kind of do, actually. I could figure it out.
You add them together. Like,
What? Add them together to equal what?
6 equals 115.
Okay, so you're adding them together. Why do they equal 115? I mean, I get that my angle is 115.
Because, like, the 6x minus 11 is on the other side.
Do you... No, alternate.
Alternate
Interior angles. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see the Z? This angle is also 6x minus 11. They are alternate interior angles because we have parallel lines. So now we have our 4x plus 6. So that angle there, the 4x plus 6, plus the orange, 6x minus 11, equals the total of 115 degrees. Okay? So that one is a very tricky one, but I'm going to go ahead. You could solve for x, I am sure, from that point onward, and then plug it back in. Do you have questions for me? All right. Lots of things to consider while you're doing all of these different things. So keep those notes handy. Your Delta Math starts out pretty easy. Good luck.